Hey crafty friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video for CC Designs. Today we're making a cute little spraying card using the brand new Spraying Animal stamp set. And we're going to color up matching some pattern paper that I've picked out from my stash. So we're going to use our little chick today, and we're going to use spraying wishes on the outside and then for my favorite peep on the inside of our card. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I've already stamped out my little chick on a 2 1/4 inch circle, and we are going to color based on this pattern paper. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out our colors we're going to be using. All right, for our little chick, I'm going to start off with my shadow. I'm going to color him up first, and we're going to color him yellow. So I'm going to come in with my shadow color, which is YO 2.5. Add color where I want the shadow to be, and I'm realizing I needed an orange now, and I forgot to grab some. We're going to switch over to YO 2.3 as our mid-tone for our little chick. Come right over that, right around his little bow tie and his beak on that little eye. Then I will switch over to my lightest color, which is YO 2.2, and then I will just blend that out together. Now I'm going to go grab an orange, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So I went and grabbed my orange color that I'm going to be using. I'm going to use O 2.4 for my shadow on his little beak and his feet. So I'm going to add those in. We're just going to do simple color in this super small image. I'll switch over to O 2.2 and blend these out. And then let's see, I see a little spot of yellow we need to color. Now for the pink in his little ears, I'm going to use RV 0.2 and 0.1. So I'm going to add that shadow in first. We're also going to use this as his little blush color on his cheeks. So I'll blend that out with RV 0.1. And then I'm going to use warm grays for the white part of his headband. So we use W1 and WG 0.0. We'll let that blend into the white of the paper. And for our blue, we're going to use B 0.5 as our shadow color. And I'll switch over to B 0.3. And then I'll give him just a little bit of the lightest, which is 0.2. And I'm going to go ahead and give him a little bit of grounding as well. So I'm going to add a little shadow under his feet, give him a little grass. I'm just going to add a little shadow under here. Just YG 8.7 and YG 8.5. And just a tad of our YG 8.3. I'm going to bring my blue shades back. So I'm going to add just a little sky back there. So I'm just going to add that darkest color right there. And I'm going to use the lightest and just let it kind of fade out. So we'll just kind of come around, add in that color. Just going to kind of give it just a little bit of color. So it looks like it's not just all white. I was going to just leave it all white, but I decided to change my mind as we're filming the video. So it needed something to make him pop out a little bit more. I am going to come in with the 0, and I'll just come around that edge to blend that all together so that it fades out to the white of the paper. All right, so there's my little image all colored up. So we're going to set that to the side for a second. I'm going to pull in my other little parts and pieces. I've got 2 more pieces of pattern paper, and I've got a 1/8 of an inch matte layers for each. This is like 1 by 5 or 4 and 3/4 or 5. I can't remember now. But my panel is cut a little bit smaller. It's cut at 3 3/4, 3.5 by 4. I can't remember now. No, it's 3 3/4 by 5. So this is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. And the little matte layer is a 1/8 of an inch larger. Then we've got our little pattern here we're going to add on. You could do this pattern as well, but I think that contrast, is too contrasty with our other pattern paper. So that's why I chose to do it this way. So I'm going to add that on. Just giving it that thin little border. And I'm actually going to go ahead and add this one to a matte layer as well. This matte layer I did cut a little larger. I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to add that on. We've got our layer for our ducky there. I got another scrap here for our sentiment as well, because I'm going to stamp a sentiment on that, and I'll use a die to cut that out. I'm going to go ahead and add this on to my navy card base. Then we're going to add this piece on the left-hand side. This is going to go in the center like that. We're going to add our little duck to his little matte layer. That way he's going to go there. And I'm going to pop him up. So I've just cut a couple strips of foam tape. I'm going to go ahead and pop behind our little ducky. And then I can peel those backings off. And we'll add him right there. Okay, now we're going to do our stamping for the inside and the outside. So let me grab my stamp positioner. I'm going to go my inside first. It's just got a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 Nina. So we'll add our sentiment and image on the inside. I'm going to do our little ducky right there, the bottom right. And then we will do our sentiment as well. So I'll put that in there. And I'm going to stamp that using a yellow ink. Perfect. Get his little mouth in there real good. So we'll go ahead and move that to the side. I'm going to pull in my other piece here. And I'm going to stamp that using our tuxedo black that we've used on the outside of the card. That way our blacks will match. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that twice or 3 times. All right, I've got a stitch banner die we're going to use to cut this out with. So I'm going to secure that into place with a little tape. Make sure we got this even. I think I'm going to have to stand up to do it. So I add a little tape to that side and a little to this side. I'm going to get my little die cutting machine. And I will pop that on and I will run that through. Then I can move that out of the way. There's our little sentiment. All right, I'm going to add our sentiment with a little bit thinner foam tape. So I'm going to cut a couple thin strips to add behind there. Then I can peel these off. I will add liquid glue. We're going to put our sentiment down close to the bottom. And I'm going to take some twine. And I will tie a double bow with the twine. So we'll just make our loops. Pull that through. Even all that up. I can trim those off. So I've got a glue dot right there. Kind of pop that in. Just right there. Then I will add some white highlights. And we'll pop our inside in. I'm going to brighten up his eyes. So we're going to add a couple little dots and dashes on the sides over here. A little bit on his little feet. A little bit to his little wings. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and add our inside. All right, so there is the inside of our card. All right, my friends, here is a finished look at our card that we made today together. Here's a look at the inside. If you need any of the products, I have them all linked and listed in the video description below. So there is a look at our card. I'll see you in the next video right over there. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.